I want to address dementia and the spiritual realm or spiritual beliefs or whatever your culture um, deems the wordage for faith based life. In dementia, there is a decline. They address it chemically, scientifically, and for family members and the persons that are going into that decline. Um, if it's a combination of different things that debilitate them. If they've had a rich spiritual life, I believe that they are prepared or have used their faith-based life so that decisions can be made. Um, the empowerment that you have, I've addressed that's in advance. So there's different things that people are willing to do, non-family or family, and authorizations that have to do with the spiritual life. So I want to simplify this. If you're faith based, if you and your spouse, or if you're widowed, or your family is active in your life with your faith, then potentially when you move from your home or you're being cared for in your mind, body, and soul, um, in your faith, you've challenged what it is that your body has a capacity to do, as well as your mind. And then the soul remains intact, and you do not deem it necessary to live off of other people's faith just for those that are not faith based so that they understand. This is a relationship you have within yourself. It is not external, it's not dependent externally, but it is something that is shared, consciously shared, but it's an individual process. For people that are not faith based, I think that you'll understand the context of dementia. Uh, Maybe in this regard, that your focus will have been on the material things. And along with the material things and that focus, this is not to negate that. And I will not discuss finances or possessions or what that requires for you to continue your care. At a later point, I will address, if you have dementia, what funds or grants are available, so that this can be something, if you appoint a person, they can be proactive on your behalf. But we're discussing simply spirituality and faith. So at this point, I think we can say that most people have an awareness of beliefs other than their own. Excuse me, other hiccups. And they refer to them as base needs. They deal with they're self-focused. So when the cognition declines, let's just say that it's more comparable to something less intellectual. And so it's going to be addressed emotionally and mentally within a person in mental decline with actions that would be comparable a very, very young mind. Just very basic. So, again, the expressions are going to remain like that. If a person is faith based, then they rarely are doing something along that line. So, if I can help people that are have that huge difference of thinking, then let me kind of explain it with an analogy of muscle memory. So, if you've spent your later years, up to that point, you've spent 30 to 40 years in your career, those things stay with you as a muscle memory. If you're a numbers cruncher, it stays with you. You may be a person in retirement that enjoys Sudoku or whatever, or you analyze your bank statements, or you consider enjoyment being with a group of people that can talk about economics or stocks and bonds, however you deal with that. That's your muscle memory. It can be bodily function, it can be mental capacity. They've done studies on people and dementia, and they've addressed it with people that teach, people that were in business, and I don't know that they necessarily took it outside of the career to spiritual levels, but they're pertinent. So if you've raised a family, been married, your relationships are faith-based, they'll have that continuity no matter what facility you're in and what you're surrounded by. They offer you those opportunities to continue to have persons from different denominations come into the facility and, do a type of a service, some kind of a Bible study, whatever it is that your faith, it's usually offered to you, and people will like that continuity. Is it muscle memory? No, it's a soul. It is the soul fulfillment, and that continues, and that's on a different process within your being that'll be with you till perpetuity. So I'm just wanting to address that there's the higher mind, and then there's the infantile mind, and you're going to see what it is that's available for that continuity as your body will now just falter in memory. So there'll be bits and pieces of that, and it's not as fluid, and it'll be sporadic, and it's just something to keep in mind when you want to be involved in certain activities. Say, for example, you're physically have a physical debility. It could be speech, it could be sight, it could be your mind, it could be your legs. Persons that declined adapted, and they still maintain a priority. So it's just to say, be mindful of that priority, even as you see other things become incapacitated. And it's a choice, and it would be lovely if you would help a person address that, and just continue to empower them and respect them. Again, I bless everybody that listens and their families as they go through this process. Thank you.